Oh my god, I got a text! This episode was boring except for the last 15 minutes.
Don't jump over my hosting duties.
But I got a text.
Fine.
Woo! Got a text. Text! Anyway.
Hello,
welcome.
hello,
No kidding.
hello.
I'm not taking over your hosting, I promise.
I was about to quickly switch you over. Like,
this is the one series where, like, no, we have a defined host at all times, and it's not me.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Cup Network, where we put the real energy in reality, and we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, your host, Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently actually drinking tea.
Good.
I'm actually drinking tea. And I needed it a lot more tea than my cup mug would hold. So I got my tea in my Lana cup right now. Excuse me. Because, you know. And I also have water because hydration still is important. It's hot here in Fiji. So get your tea, get your water, and get your cup mug. Period. Because why not? And yes, I'm stalling so I could go panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Do. Yeah. You can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at Lana G's Creations.
.etsy.com. Link is in the description below, and we do ship
absolutely
internationally and domestically within the United States. So there are no excuses.
I swear somebody couldn't wait till I cough so they can take over my hosting duties.
I just wanted to make sure that we got it out there for people.
I was gonna get it out.
Me, Lana.
I was gonna get it out. I'm gonna come for your neck, Logan. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna have to pull you for a chat because I feel like we have some things we need to discuss.
We do, like the last 15 minutes of this episode. And I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I felt very tropically inspired today. I am having a mojito LaCroix.
Ooh.
It's very good. My friend introduced me to them last night, passed me a couple on my way out of his place, and it's really good.
Work.
It's really good.
Work.
It felt like the right beverage to have today because
absolutely
because we're in Fiji. And because everything is falling apart.
Yeah.
They could not wait to get all of the drama and the drama and the drama.
I mean, it would not be Love Island without the drama. But before we jump into it, I really want to get this out the way so we don't have to talk about it later. Hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you. We appreciate you joining this channel and looking up all of our videos because we put out a lot of content on a regular basis. So we're a lot of Love Island right now because that's what we're mostly engrossed in. We have the mole come in here as well. We have Big Brother coming. So check out all of our videos and things. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single video. We put Love Island videos out every single time a video drops, episode drops on Love Island. We're here the next day talking about it for sure. So make sure you check all of that out. We also have 3 other channels that you can go and subscribe to and get all kinds of great content from. You just go in our description below, hit the link tree and click on all of our links for all of our channels. Also, down there is our audio platforms. So you could check us out on the go. Also, our Patreon is there. So you can get exclusive content from all 4 channels and early membership from all 4 channels as well. So do all those things. We appreciate you so very much. All the support that you give to this channel, we try to give it back to you tenfold in all of our content. So we appreciate you supporting us.
Yes.
Now is what we came to talk about, and that is Love 1. And honestly, we're gonna get past this real quick, the first part of this, because it really wasn't nothing. It really wasn't a whole lot of anything. One thing that of note that that I did want to talk about is how the women pretty much got together. Well, they were talking and um, pretty much got together and was like, you know, I kind of miss the guys. I kind of
Yeah.
miss the guys who, who I'm kind of missing them. I think as much as like Leah and Janae and Nicole and even Liv were open to talking to these guys and getting to know them. They were like, all of this is nice. We're having a decent time here. These guys are great. But I kind of miss the guys who we started this journey with, the guys who we come to enjoy. They were just like, I just kind of, and all of them went through, like, Leah was like, I kind of miss Miguel. I didn't think I would miss him as much as I'm missing him, which is very shocking because I know what he's doing at CASA. I know what he's doing, but I just kind of miss him. And Janae was like, yeah, I feel like I know me and Kenny's relationship is new.
Yeah.
We haven't had a whole lot of time to get to know each other. She said, but the time we spent has been very good for me. And I really appreciate him and I really like him. And so it was just like all of them, like Serena was like, I really miss my man. I do. I miss my man. It's just
at this point she missed him.
At this point, she's like, I miss my man. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to say. Ain't no point of, trying to fake the funk or whatever thing. I miss my man. Kayla, of course, is like, Aaron is my best friend in this house.
I was going to say, cue Kayla crying over Aaron again.
She was like, he's my best friend in this house. I miss him so much. I don't know what he's doing. She's very, Logan, we know. Calm down. Relax. We know. We're going to get to it. Bring your eyes down. We're going to get to it.
Now.
Like, just relax for a second. Let's live in the moment and then we'll get to the foolishness. But everybody was just like, yeah. And Liv was like, I don't really have a connection in the house or here in the villa right now. And I'm trying to weigh my options. I don't know. And honestly, I don't know if Liv is going to find that connection that she wants in this house. And it just looks like it might not be for her here. But I do appreciate her trying and being open and also being that girls for the girls who are struggling right now, who are going through. And it was nice. Something else that happened that made me chuckle a little bit. Ignacio. Oh, no. Before that, Jacoby talks to Janae. And Jacoby was like, was this before the challenge?
So it was Josiah. No, so this was all after. Not much happens before the challenge.
Right. Okay. So this is all.
The challenge happens. Disgusting.
Right. Okay. Well, before the challenge, another before the challenge thing, because we are not talking about that challenge.
We're not discussing the challenge.
The only thing we'll say about the challenge, disgusting. Done. Okay. We're done. But before the challenge, we had Ignacio making breakfast for everyone. And which Ignacio does.
I love him.
I love Ignacio so much.
Someone keep him.
I need Leah to keep Ignacio. I need somebody to keep Ignacio. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I need somebody to keep
about
Ignacio.
scenarios. I think going into the recoupling tomorrow, I think given the events of last night, I think some things might have shifted. And I'm like, someone pick up Ignacio, please.
Oh, for real. But anyway, we'll get to that. But
Yes.
Ignacio makes everybody breakfast, and Jacoby had asked Ignacio to make him a breakfast so he could take to Janae. And so Josiah is sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, who's this?" He was like, "Oh, that's for Janae." And he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna take it to her." And Ignacio's like, "Oh, well, Jacoby said he was gonna do it," and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna take it. All fair and love and war." And he just took it, and he presents the tray to Janae like he made it for her. And I was like, "You are savage," but I love it.
Shady boots.
I was like, "That's savage. That's shady," but I
little
kind of
boots
like
in the
it. But I kind of liked it. I was like, I mean, hey, at this point in time, you trying to do whatever you can to get in the villa. And if it's snatching up a breakfast that Jacoby asked to bake and taking it to it, then it is what it is. So I was not mad at it. I still don't know. I don't think it gave any points to Josiah anyway, but it was a nice gesture, and she appreciated the gesture.
Especially not after, because that's where I was going, was the conversations we got after the challenge.
Yeah.
Where
I want to talk about the breakfast part first.
Please,
then go into that.
Because then we go to the evening part. Josiah pulls Janae, and Janae is doing her absolute best to swerve this conversation so hard. And I felt just a little bad for Josiah. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I love that Jacoby just so happened to swoop in, and Janae was like, "Oh my god, yeah, absolutely, I'll go with you for a chat. Okay, we're good, yeah." Love
Look,
Janae.
I'm sorry, Josiah. You shouldn't have told her that story about your two girlfriends.
No,
God, that is not a story you should ever tell a woman that you are trying to talk to and you're trying to get to know. Because the second you say that
early on, no.
Right. The second you say that, it's game over. It's red flag. It's no. I'm sorry. Because if you did that to them and you were in a long-term relationship with both of them, oh, absolutely not. What you gonna do to me?
No, thank you, ma'am.
No, thank you. So yeah, she swerved Josiah, and I feel like she was doing it all day because she had not talked to Josiah the entire day, all up until that point. And so when he pulled her, she kind of knew what he was going to try to do, and she was like, "Ooh, no, ma'am." No, ma'am, swerve. And then Jacoby happened to come in and swoop her up, and she was like, "Oh, yes, absolutely."
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Thank God. So she goes to talk to Jacoby. Jacoby, I mean, he actually slept with her that night before, because he asked her to. He was like, since the last challenge that they had, and she said that she had to kiss the person who she would want to share a bed with if it wasn't the same person. And she kissed Jacoby. And so off of that, he went from just like, "So can we share this bed?" And she said yes. And they shared a bed, but still very respectful for Janae. She put the sword up. There was no cuddling, nothing.
Jacoby is another one that Jacoby is another one that I'm like, I would really like him to go back. He's not going to, because Janae's not going to pick it. The only scenario I see, we'll talk about that scenario, because I think there is a scenario. I think there's a scenario. Yep. Mm-hmm.
There is a scenario, and I will say it's an unless, but we'll see. We'll see. But so really after that, nothing. We did get a quick Jalen giving Josiah the like, bruh, you need to go get your girl. And I love that he was like, "You my boy." He said, "I like Josiah, but you my boy. So I need you to, So I was like, okay, cool.
That was, I think, everything at the villa specifically. Mm-hmm. The only thing I really remember from the chats at CASA AMOR is we saw Catherine on screen. Catherine was present. And she's talking to Kenny. And, I think it's not going to work. But Yeah, I was like, we didn't see much of the CASA girls this episode really at all.
What we saw from CASA is we saw a lot of Cordell and Daya talking, and we saw them talking, trying to still getting nothing from Daya. Nothing. She's giving nothing. Everything she talks about is how much Cordell deserves better. How much he's your king. I really like you. Why? Why did you like him? Tell me why.
Walking
quickly.
red flag.
She is a huge walking red flag because like there is nothing about the conversation that says why she likes him. She doesn't talk about anything. She doesn't say anything outside of you deserve better. I think I really like you. You're king. Like you deserve better. Like why? Why does he deserve better? What is it that you actually like about him? What about his personality do you actually like? Like it's so surface level. And that is what bothers me because Cordell is saying some really stupid stuff right now over this girl who is giving him surface level conversation. Like when this man has the audacity to say, it took Serena 3 weeks to get to this point, and it took 2 days for me and Daya to get to this point, and they 50-50, they neck and neck. I'm like, are you kidding me? How is this person neck and neck with Serena, who has given you deep thoughts, deep conversations? Y'all talked about all kind of stuff. And this girl who ain't said nothing to nothing about nothing is giving you deep, y'all neck and neck. I don't understand it, but I do have theories, and we'll talk about that when we get towards the end. I have conspiracy theories that I think about with him. I have conspiracy theories that I think about with Aaron. It's just things. It's just But what I also love, we'll talk about it. But then we see a conversation with Cordell and Kendall, and Kendall's just hyping up Cordell like, this is the best thing ever for you. You're great. This is what you need to do. I think it's great. I love it. I've never seen you like this before, you all. Cordell in CASA is totally different from Cordell in the Villa. He's two different people.
So different. Yeah.
He's two different people. And I'm very much like, I don't like CASA Cordell because CASA Cordell is like, he's like, Villa Cordell.
He's so fuckboy here. And this is where I'm seeing his age. And I remember that he's a 21-year-old kid.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
we're seeing it. And it's so annoying. And it's just like, ugh. For somebody who said they have so much intuition about groupie situations because they always about their brother, the fact that she ain't even saying nothing is letting me know everything. And I have so much. I hate it because it's ridiculous. But we do get conversations between Sydney and Rob at CASA. They talk for the first time, and I don't think Rob is interested in anybody. I don't think he's interested in anybody, which is why I felt he should have left with Andrea a long time ago, because I feel like
I feel like they're all going to go back to the villa, and honestly, I feel like Rob and Liv are going to couple up. That's what I think is going to happen. And you know what? I'm not mad at that.
They're going to go home if they do.
If that gives Liv some stability to maybe find someone else, then I'm fine with it.
If she get with Rob, she's going home. I'm letting you know that now. If she get with Rob, she's going home, because she's already at the bottom of the totem pole for the Girls for America anyway. And then she go get with the snake who everybody hates, Rob, who's at the bottom. She's going home if she get with Rob. But I do think it's stability to give her, like you said, a chance to find somebody else. But I always hate it because Rob, when he say he the curse, he ain't lying. Everybody who give with Rob go home.
Yeah.
Everybody who give with Rob go home. That's what scares me about Liv getting with Rob, because I like her and I want her there. But if she get with Rob, I think she's going home. But
I agree with that.
But anyway, but I think But yeah, I don't think Rob is interested in anybody because basically this girl was telling him about her dead mother,
Mhm.
how she's close to her family, and this man got so enthralled by a beetle. He ran away from her to go get this beetle. Now, one thing this girl said that I was like, yes, God, tell him the truth again is about them overalls and that we never want to see them again.
Thank
Like,
you, Sydney.
ugh, thank you, Sydney. That is the one thing I can say. I appreciate you telling him the truth about them dang overalls. Ew, 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 ew. Ugh. Them overalls probably walking away by themselves. Ugh, can't stand
Mm-mm.
them. But yeah, we saw that conversation. Um, we had a little conversation between Aaron and Daniela. I think Aaron is starting to feel guilty about his relationship with Daniela. And so he's starting to think about Kaylor a little bit more than he did before. And he's just like,
Too late, bud.
I mean, he's just like, I don't know. I really like her, but I really still like Kaylor. I'm just trying to figure it out. But
Mhm.
it really wasn't a whole as much as the conversations. Like we got more Cordell and Daya than we did Daniela and Aaron this episode.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like, ooh, back and
And
forth.
nothing for anybody else, honestly.
No, no, nothing
Was
for anybody
Destiny
else.
in this episode? I don't think so.
I think she did the cheers. I think she did the cheers.
Okay.
But
All right.
that's pretty much it. At first I thought she was coming back to the villa. Now she's not coming back to the villa,
We'll
unfortunately.
talk about the scenarios because I think there's a lot of up in the air. I think a lot of the up in the air is more on the villa side at this
Mm-hmm.
point, given
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
think we're there.
Yeah, we are there because the
So
girls are there hanging out. Everybody's talking and trying to enjoy the evening.
yeah.
And Kaylor gets a text, and
Presumably because they won the
I mean,
challenge.
it wasn't because they won. They will always get
I
that
know, but
text,
I think that's like what they were trying to like
right?
feign, like they were like, "Oh,
Oh, because we
we got a
won,
story from CASA AMOR."
right?
I don't
They
get why this happened, but I'm not mad that it did. I'll say
nah,
that.
they will always go
Ugh.
get that text if they won or lost. They would get that text. But
Yeah,
they get the text, and it's the story from Casa. And Kayla is like, the second she get it and sees the video, she's shaking. She's like, oh
yeah.
my God, I don't. So the girls gather around. At this moment, I really appreciated the guys in the villa. I really appreciated the guys in the villa because they let them have their moment. They gave them their
Yeah,
space. They wasn't all
absolutely.
up over them trying to figure out what's happening. They were just like, this ain't got nothing to do with us. Let them have their
Yep.
moment. And so they stayed away and gave
Incredibly
the
respectful.
very
This honestly for
respectful.
me, a very respectful group of guys here in Casa Amor this season and Josiah. So, I love to
And
see it.
I think Josiah is respectful. I think I'm not going to judge him based on his moment because everybody changes, and I'm going to give him some grace.
I think he just fucked his chances by saying anything about it.
Absolutely,
But
his chances of being in the villa is not happening. But I
no,
think I'm not going to judge him off of one thing that he's done in his past because if that's the case, we all screw. We all have done
agreed.
stuff in our
No,
past
I
that
agree
we
with
are
that
not
completely.
proud of, and we
I
have
agree with that
changed. So
completely.
I'm not going to judge him too harshly on that. He ain't getting in the villa because of it, but maybe he'll learn from that. Like, never tell that story again. Uh, but so Taylor looks at they all the girls gather around and they play the video, and the first thing that pops up is Cordell talking to Daya about lip gloss and lip
It was the
chat.
lip gloss
The lip
situation.
chap
Yeah.
situation where he literally was asking for some lip balm and some Carmex or something. And she was like, "You want some Carmex?" And we see the girls laughing at that later. But they watch him as she says she doesn't have any, but she has some lip gloss and she can give him a little bit. And he's like, "Yeah, because my lips are really chapped." And so she was like, "You want the lip gloss from me kissing you?" And he's like, uh, yeah. So we watched Cordell and Daya kiss on there. And then they showed the clip that everybody was talking about from the previews, which we saw earlier it wasn't what we thought it was, which I
No.
knew the editors was playing with us.
Well, of
I'm
course.
like, because everybody assumed from the previews that Cordell went in there and pulled a Leo and had sex with that girl, but you didn't. That was from the morning where she woke up and she climbed on him, and he did grab her though. Now he was all up on her. He was grabbing and
there was
jiggling her
grabbing,
booty.
there was shaking, there was booty everywhere.
There was some
and
hunching
to be fair,
happening.
She's got a nice booty, so great, good for her.
Right. But she did that, but it wasn't what we thought it was. But for Serena, that was too much. It was much too much. The kiss was much too much for Serena, but seeing that too, that was it. She was like, okay, all right. So then it switches over to to Aaron talking to Daniela in that scene that we saw, and it had Kendall hyping up everything from Aaron. He's just like, oh, he ain't looking at Kayla, no, he ain't thinking about Kayla. Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
And as much as I have defended Kendall a lot this season, I'm not going to be doing that on this occasion. And I love that in the middle of all of this happening, Nicole clocked the fuck out of him. I don't think she's going to partner up with anyone else. And I think they're both going to come back to the villa single.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's got a lot of conversations to have with Kendall now about the way he's treating the women and the way he's talking about the women. And I hope that she is able to put him in check. Because despite me defending him a lot, the way that he has spoken about the women has not always been the absolute best. So
I think she got the ick.
I think she got the ick too, and I think the next moment, the thing is, I don't see her bringing someone from CASA back.
No, but there's plenty of bombshells left to come.
Yeah.
And I think
so.
Could easily switch, because I think Kendall just gave her the ick. And in that moment, when you give a woman the ick, there's hardly ever any coming back from the ick. It's like,
and 3 women got the ick in one night.
3. That means you don't even have options anymore. Like, they're gonna be like,
because also the only person that she's had a connection with at all in this scenario is Kane.
Yeah.
And she essentially friend zoned him. What I will say though,
to live.
I was gonna say, we'll talk about that in the scenarios. I think Kane is maybe the only guy that's gonna be brought back from CASA.
I do too.
And he's kind of my last pick. I gotta be honest, I still just don't love him. But
I mean, I don't mind Kane. I think Kane is a decent dude, much cuter than his picture. So I'm very happy to see that. But I don't think Kane. I think Kane is going to be one of the only people to come back from CASA, unless the girls get into some after watching this video. Unless they're like, you know what, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Now, would it be unfair for Kayla and Serena to be like, you know what, my feelings got hurt in this situation, so Jalen and Jacoby, let's say, just for instance, let's say Jacoby and Jalen, y'all come back with me and we can see what happens. Yes, I think it'll be a little unfair because their heart is not going to be in Jalen and Jacoby at that point. But I also think if they did decide to do that, then like, we are going to try. I'm going to, and Jalen and Jacoby will both be aware that this is a possibility that it could or can't work, but they also have options themselves to talk to more people. So all they need to do is get in the villa. And once they get in the villa, they can start talking to more people.
Because I honestly see some shifting going on, and I want to get through this because I have a lot of scenarios that I have in mind. Because I want to get through. So Kaylor sees the whole Aaron and Daniela situation. I do love that they brought Ignacio over to like translate. Obviously, like, he's the one that could do it.
Yeah.
And does completely translate it. Wonderful job.
Honestly.
Kaylor,
like, he could do some other stuff in there and be like.
And that's another reason why I'm like, I hope, we'll talk about it. I hope someone can pick up Ignacio and just bring him back, because I really do think like he is just like if not this season, I hope they do with Ignacio what they did with Rob between last season and this season, and I would like to see Ignacio as an OG for next season. Like I think that would only be fair.
I would love Ignacio as OG.
Because he is, for me, by far the standout of the CASA guys.
Yeah.
By far. It's him and Jacoby are the two that I'm really like, I would like to see you back here doing things.
All right. So, I like Jalen as well, but Jacoby and
I like George too. I think
we just we haven't got a lot of time with George. So that's
we'll talk about George. I think there is a slight maybe scenario now for George, because we see the complete disparate reactions between Kaylor having a full meltdown, as she should, and as she should, and Serena laughing it off. Like calling this man out, and then I hated seeing in her confessional her breaking down.
I hated even when she was laughing, because I knew what it was.
I knew what it was too.
I know what that is. I know what that felt like. That is me, because that's me. I am someone who does not cope well with telling my feelings. So in order to cope, I laugh. And I tell jokes, and I'm like, baby, please, I'm not thinking about it. Knowing inside I'm dying, but I don't want anybody to know that I'm dying inside. So when she started laughing and walking away like, boy, number one, that's a dangerous place for anybody to be when you see a Black woman laughing through their pain, because that is not good. She is not okay. And she is not. You didn't messed up. You done messed up when the girl's like not crying. If she cries, she might have some hope for you. But if she's just like, yeah, I see what this is. Okay, you want to play in my face? Okay. Yeah, that is not good. So when she started laughing, my heart broke. I was like,
yeah,
she is not coping. She is not, this is her coping defense mechanism. This is a coping mechanism to try to get through this. And it's not pretty. But then when she broke down in the confession, I was like, oh, there it is. There it is. She ain't gonna never let them see her cry like that.
No.
But in the confessional, she was like, this is my safe space. This is my space, so I can feel like I can let go. Now I can see, and when she told Leah and Janae, she was like, y'all know he can't come back from this, right? Y'all know he can't come back from this. And I was like,
good.
I think he knows he can't come back from this. And that is why I think he's going to bring Daya back. Because I feel in my heart of hearts, Cordell knows Serena well enough to know if she ever found this out about him, she's not going to come back to him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
+1.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt bad for both of these girls. I mean, I haven't been the world's biggest fan of Kaylor, but I did really feel bad for her. And like there was a lot of empathy there for me with her regarding that. I want to talk some of my scenarios, because I think now that we have the shakeup that we do, I think there's a lot of flexibility with the way that things will happen. So here's my personal predictions on what I think is going to happen in the recoupling, because we're also getting the recoupling early. Like CASA wasn't even a damn week. Like, damn, okay. So I think definitely Janae comes back single, because I think Kenny comes back single, and I think they go right back to where they're at. I think Nicole and Kendall both come back single, but I think Nicole is going to be in this couple for now. And I think she is going, like, she's got the ick now. I hope she has that real and genuine conversation with Kendall, though. Because I do still like them together. And I hope that she's able to be like, hey, I saw what you were saying. You weren't, from what I understand, you were not loyal to me. But the way you're talking about my friends, I'm not here for it. So I think those are the two couples that I think for sure are locked in going single, coming back
Yes.
together. I think Cordell brings back Daya. Is it Daya or Daya?
Daya.
It's Daya. I think Cordell brings back Daya. I think Aaron comes back single.
Yep.
I think Rob brings back, based on the first look and based on the preview that we got, I could see Aaron bringing back Daniela. I could see
Rob.
I think I see Rob bringing back Daniela, or I could see Rob bringing back Destiny. We just didn't see any of Destiny really in this episode, so I'm really not sure where that whole situation is at. And with Miguel, I think Miguel brings back Sierra.
Absolutely, he brings back Sierra. I think we saw that in the previews. He brought back Sierra.
Now, the reason I hope that's the case is because now on the flip side of this, I hope, this is what I hope to see. I hope Liv brings back Kane. I think that's probably fine. I think Leah actually might bring back Ignacio, but I'm leaning a bit more towards Leah coming back single at this point. Just because she said that she likes Ignacio, but I don't think there is like the spark there in the way that she gets from Miguel. I do ultimately see Miguel and Leah coming back together though. And the reason I say this is because I think we're going to end up with Kaylor bringing back probably Jalen. Maybe George, but probably Jalen. And I could see a scenario now where Serena brings back Jacoby. And personally, what I would like to see is I think Jacoby and Sierra could be a really good couple. I just feel like their energies are very similar. I think they would balance each other very nicely. I think they're both very grounded in the way that they're approaching this process. I think Jacoby's been very, very respectful to Janae. I think he also recognizes, Janae has even said this to him. Janae is going to be with Kenny. So I think now in the aftermath of this, I think Jacoby's real only shot is to maybe get something in with Serena. Whether he pursues something with Serena, if that's something, I'd like to see it. If Jalen pursues something with Serena, I would like to see it. Because at the end of the day, at this point, I want what's best for Serena.
Absolutely.
But I think there's a universe where I really do think if Jacoby and Sierra end up in the villa together, I think they're a cute couple. I also could see a scenario where Nicole has the ick now and Nicole goes back to Miguel.
I don't know if Nicole, here's the thing, as much as that is a possibility, I don't think Nicole has the Miguel factor of the it factor that Serena has. Not Serena, Sierra. I feel like if it's between Nicole and Sierra, he picks Sierra. I think if it's between Nicole and Sierra.
If it's between Miguel and, in my hypothetical scenario, Jacoby for Sierra,
I think she picks Miguel.
I
don't know. I would have to see her interact with Jacoby. I would have to see her interact with. But also, I'm going to be honest. I think if it's between Leah and Sierra, I still think he picks Sierra.
See, I think he might pick Leah.
I think his lust for Leah is there. They have that sexual chemistry, but I feel like the chase is over with Leah. He didn't have her. And I think that's what Miguel likes is the chase with women. And he didn't already had Leah. I mean, he didn't already had Leah.
Yeah.
So,
and I think. And I think for those reasons, I think actually if it's between Leah and Sierra, I think he might lean Leah only because they do have that established they have that very dominant connection. Like I would say they had maybe the strongest physical connection out of any couple we've seen throughout this season.
I mean, just did you see him and Sierra in the CASA?
I did.
They had to hold themselves back. I still feel like.
I know. I wouldn't be mad if it was Sierra. I really like Sierra, and I hope Sierra makes it to the end of this season now because I'm really liking Sierra. I want to see Sierra in the villa. I want to see Sierra interacting with Janae and Serena. I gotta be honest. I think that's gonna be a really cute trio of fabulous Black women. But yeah, I think I'm fine with this. I'm more than fine with the scenario of Miguel picking Sierra if that means Leah goes home. Because that's fine. Cool. Bye.
She's not going home though.
Leah, bring back Ignacio. Let Ignacio find something else, and Leah goes home. That'd be fine with me.
Either way, I just feel like it's gonna be interesting to see because I do have like I said, since you did your theories and scenarios.
Yes.
Here's mine. Rob is only taking back Daniela for Aaron. Aaron is coming back single, so he can look good in front of Kayla. But Rob is taking one for the team. Rob was not studying Daniela from day one. Sure, I think it was between Daniela and Destiny for him, but Aaron swooped in and got Daniela, and he felt that. I don't think Rob likes anybody sloppy seconds like that, especially somebody who's supposed to be his friend. So I don't think Rob is actually as interested in Daniela as they tried to make it to look. I think Aaron asked Rob to take one for the team, my boy, and bring her back so I can look good in front of Kayla. She can see I came back single, but I can still talk to Danielle on the side. Like I can see her and still talk to her and figure out this connection.
That do, though?
Like here's the thing, because he does not know Taylor saw video. He doesn't know.
I was gonna say, even if she didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
If Rob is bringing back Daniela, and if Aaron is talking to Daniela, Kayla's obviously gonna realize that, because Kayla's gonna go back to wanting every single moment with Aaron. Obviously, that's not the case now. But like, if she hadn't seen anything, she would have realized it sooner rather than later.
But here's why it's a thing, because he could just say it organically happened, and he wants to build the connection with Kayla, but build the connection with Daniela, but still make sure that Kayla is on it. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too. The whole purpose of having Rob bring back Daniela is so he could, because he know Rob ain't interested in her, and so he was like, okay, I'll still have Kayla and make her feel like we're still together, but I'm gonna sneak off and talk to Daniela. And if this connection is stronger and it builds and it actually is something that I want, I can get rid of Kayla and still have Daniela. So he's trying to have his cake and eat it too. Would she see it? Absolutely, she would see him talking to him, but she ain't go trip about it, because it's like he's, he can still talk to people, he can still have conversations with people. I'm not too mad about it. But when the conversations get more deeper and she see him on the dock kissing Daniela,
she's gonna be upset about him talking to anybody that is a woman, period. Like, let's be honest. So like,
but yeah, he's just
I honestly would have a shred more respect for Aaron, because I don't. But I would have a shred more respect for him if he just actually had the balls to bring back Daniela.
Absolutely.
And I honestly feel like, based on what's happened, I feel like Kayla would respect that more.
I think so.
She ain't gonna be happy with any of the scenarios happening, but they said they were open. They didn't make anything exclusive prior to going to CASA. And I think if he just had the balls to bring back Daniela himself, which I think there is a scenario maybe where that happens. Maybe. I'm leaning more towards your scenario, where I think Rob does bring back Daniela for Aaron. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But I think if Aaron just brought back Daniela and was like, I really like what we have, but her and I hit it off on levels that you and I just didn't. And if there is the potential to stay with this and see this through and reconcile, cool. But otherwise, I found a really, really good connection with her. I feel like Kayla would be upset about that, but she would respect it. Because all Kayla has asked for since the start is just communication and being honest with her. And I think I feel like Kayla would just have respect for that. She'd be distraught. Obviously, we'd get more sobbing and crying and anger from her. But I think she would respect and understand it when all is said and done, as opposed to all of this back and forth, whatever. What I will also say on the Kayla situation is I understand that they were probably the furthest along of any of the couples there, but they hadn't made anything exclusive. They had not had a conversation about what was happening. So while I say that her feelings are very valid in this whole scenario, Aaron did what he did. It is CASA. I'm not defending or, chastising Aaron, but I'm saying that he had the right to do that, to explore their relationship in the same way that Kaylor did. And I wish Kaylor had taken this CASA opportunity like she claimed she was going to on several occasions and actually tried to get to know these men instead of just lamenting over the fact that Aaron wasn't here. All of this to say, I'm ready for Kaylor to leave. I want Kaylor gone.
So, circling back to the last time you were here.
Yes.
And I was talking about how much I did not like Aaron and Kaylor together.
Yeah.
And how I said that I feel like Aaron is not here for the right reasons for Kaylor. Are you saying that I was right?
No, 100%. I know you're right. 100%. Okay. I never said you were wrong. No.
You just was like,
I always agreed with you saying that Aaron wants a green card out of this period. I never said you were wrong about that. But yes, you were right when it comes to that. I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with that. I think now Aaron just found someone who he actually has a connection with for real.
Yeah. I just feel like Kaylor is so young and such a yes girl in this moment because, and I'm not calling her a girl as to disrespect her. She is an adult, but as far as maturity levels in relationships, because she hadn't had many, she's a young girl in this relationship, and she hasn't experienced enough for me to be able to have the I just happened to go on TikTok and found a thing popped up of Kaylor. She just graduated college. This year. And I'm like, she's so young and she's still trying to figure out life and relationships and things like that. And for her to be on this show now talking about love and how much she wanted to be exclusive. Here's the thing. She wanted to be exclusive with Aaron. They just never had the conversation to say that because he was talking about, I possibly could maybe one day get to know and fall for you. Maybe I have the, maybe I'll fall maybe one day, possibly soon down the road, we can fall in
but it was with each
other.
Anything different.
Never said. And then she told him, and she turned around, and later in that conversation, the next conversation they had was like, I think I'm falling for you. And he was like, oh, yeah, I can see myself possibly doing that. So it was never concrete of anything. And I wish she didn't even tell him that, because once you fall in love with someone, they have your heart. You're giving them your heart, and they can break it. And Aaron never fully gave his heart to her. He was just like, it's a possibility maybe down the road I could fall in love with you. But he can go over to CASA and tell Daniela, oh, I love you. Oh, you are so, I love that so much about you. Oh, I love this about you. Oh, I love that about you. But he can't say this to the person who he been possibly maybe almost falling in love.
And again, I'm not trying to defend Aaron. I just feel like this scenario is honestly, it's making me like Aaron just a little bit more than Kaylor. Like,
here's the thing, and I'm going to do devil's advocate on this because, and I'm going to do it for both Cordell and for Aaron. Neither one of them sat down with Serena and Kaylor and said, we are exclusive. Neither one of them had that conversation. Neither one of them said that we are together. I won't do anything. We are together. That is it. That is all. Like, nobody had exclusive.
The only thing that was said, though, neither of them were in exclusive relationships, but Kaylor and Aaron did both agree that they weren't going to kiss someone outside of the challenge. That's the one thing I will say that Aaron did fuck up on, and that's why Kaylor was so upset. So in that scenario, I agree with Kaylor completely. And again, I agree with Kaylor completely. Regardless of how I feel about Kaylor, her feelings are so valid. Her feelings are so valid here. But yeah, I was going to say that's the only thing. Sorry to break. No,
you're right.
That was the only thing that they had talked about, because I don't even think Serena and Cordell had said anything about that, from what I remember.
No, because both of those conversations ended with, even though they said, I don't want you kissing outside of the challenge, they both ended with, but we're open. So when you tell somebody we are open, you can't be upset when they go off and be open. But the difference between Serena and Cordell, like you said, is and Aaron and Kayla, is that they agreed not to kiss outside the challenge. Yes. Cordell and Serena didn't agree with that. Serena just didn't do it.
From what I remember, all they said in their like last conversation right before CASA was just that they wanted to work on each other, and they just didn't want, if there were other connections that were gonna pop, because they all probably figured that CASA was gonna happen when it did. Mm-hmm. I believe I remember that they said was that they just didn't want to be disrespectful towards the other person, and that's what pissed off Serena.
And that's what pissed off Serena about Cordell. Yep.
Because that's what pissed off Cordell could have pursued her and done all that kind of stuff and slept in the same bed as her and done all that kind of stuff. And I still think Serena would have been like, well, that is respectful, the way she's going, the way that he is going about it. It was the lip gloss, it was the booty shaking, it was all of that really set Serena over the top.
Absolutely. So, because if Cordell would have just did like you said, pursued her, talked to her, get to know her, slept in the same bed.
Kiss her in a challenge.
Kiss her in a challenge. That's necessary. that is what it is. But it's like, have her in the bed, but build the fort. Right. Don't be, like Janae did. Like, build the fort. How hard is it to be like, we can share a bed, but I still want to respect my girl who she has not done anything like that to me, so I will not do that to her. So I think it was messed up on both Cordell and Aaron's part, because they did make agreements to Serena and to Kayla, and that they reneged on. But at the end of the day, they were open to look for connections. And if you find the connections, like you said, have the balls to say, I found this connection, I brought her back, and this is why. And I don't want to close anything off with you. I just want to explore more connections that are in the house now, if that makes sense. And either you accept it or you don't. It's just like, either you can be like, I feel you, I'm going to keep exploring too, but we can still chat and still talk about blah. But from Serena's point of view, she is done. She said she's done. And I'm like, I do not blame her. I kind of believe her when she said it.
Oh, I absolutely believe her. I think she is done and over it. And I don't think there is any sort of reconciliation that Cordell can do. I really don't. Yeah. And honestly, at the end of the day, right now, I just want what is best for Serena and Janae and Liv and Nicole. And I'm adding Nicole to that list.
Okay.
Those are my
honestly,
girls.
Let me just say this. I want what's best for all these girls, because I feel like they handled CASA in the most respectful way that they could.
Leah,
Leah and Kayla.
I'm starting to find Leah a bit more like neutral at this point. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. I just feel like both of, like, all the girls handle CASA way better than some of the boys. But
the girls have also been handling most things better than the boys this season.
And let's be honest, I like the boys in the villa, but they ain't as it could have been a better pick of boys. I'm just gonna be
for the CASA boys?
Yeah. The CASA boys are aight.
You know who I would have loved in CASA? I think Nigel would have thrived in CASA. Honestly.
I think if we were going to switch up bombshells and things like that, I think Hakeem and Connor should have came in CASA.
Yeah.
And I think they would have been better in CASA than they would have been.
You know who I would have loved to see switching with either Hakeem or Connor? Ignacio.
Yeah. If Ignacio came in earlier.
Leah, please. Leah. I know this has already been filmed, but Leah, just bring back Ignacio, please. We want more Ignacio.
I would not mind seeing more Ignacio, but it's just crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen tonight. Like, literally, I'm counting down the times, and I'm going to be very upset because I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. We are going to be recording right as the time Love Island drops. And I am going to be so distracted because I'm going to want to watch Love Island so bad. But we're gonna get through those recordings so I can go watch it right away. But if you haven't, look, follow me on TikTok because I do my daily thoughts about the episodes after each recording on my TikTok. It's Lady
Yes,
J
God.
78 on TikTok as well.
Go follow her. Go follow her.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
I do my stuff on TikTok every night after each episode. So as soon as I watch it, I will do my thoughts real quick. I do my shortened thoughts, but then I come here and give all my thoughts.
Clearly, as seeing as how we've been here for an hour, but
And I
yes.
still have more to say, but I'm not gonna say it.
But yeah, we're gonna
get up out of here, but hit the notification bell and the subscribe button on your way out. If you are enjoying our Love Island content, we appreciate you. Follow all of our other channels. The link is in the link tree below, in our description below, and you can click on all of our channels and subscribe to all of them. Also, you can follow us on our audio platforms if you want to listen to us on the go. You can follow our Patreon page to get early access to a lot of content and um, uh, exclusive content on those all across all 4 channels as well. You can follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And you can follow Logan and I. We're down there. You see it. And if you follow my Instagram, it's right there instead. But yeah, do those things. Follow us on all of us and get your cup merch, period. LanaJuiceCreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And we're gonna get up out of here. So see y'all next time. Cheers.
Bye. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. That one was pretty good.
That was good.
Thank you.